I was the only women executive leader amongst the leadership team, which is the top team. And all the conversations in the boardroom used to be about the struggles and the challenges that businesses face.
You've had an incredible career spanning diverse industries, right? Could you share just a pivotal moment that shaped your journey?
My accidental entry into advertising is actually what got me into this field of saying that I enjoy understanding consumers and consumer psyche. It was not so much about advertising and the grind of it all. And this was like, the 90s when the economy was just opening up and just about every single global brand was coming into the country. From McDonald's to Samsung, you just name it. That's when the economic, doors opened up. And all these large global brands coming into the country. For me, it was this whole thing about understanding consumers in a manner that can help businesses. So that is something that really got me very excited. While, of course, I hated the grind and the long hours and the struggle and back and forths of, with the clients. But what I truly enjoyed was just getting to the almost to the core of the mind of that customer, that consumer. And that's something that has been the common refrain in everything that I've done so far.
So let's just talk a little bit about your book, Storm the Norm, which highlights, stories of businesses and rewriting industry norms. So what motivated you to explore this theme, and what do you mean by saying, rewriting industry norms?
Many years of working, 28 years, when I actually quit my active corporate role, through four different kind of industries. And this happened when I was in my last operating role at Max. I was the only women executive leader amongst the leadership team, which is the top team. And all the conversations in the boardroom used to be about the struggles and the challenges that businesses face. How, whether it's a regulatory challenge or whether it is an economic challenge, whether it is market challenges, budgets. And I said, actually, there is, and I started looking back and then saying, I have seen this. When I was in advertising, I worked across a portfolio of clients, a diverse range of clients. Then I moved to General Motors, which is again a global auto company that came to India and wanted to actually launch cars in India in competition to Maruti and Hyundai's of the world. And then there is this financial services. And each of these businesses, what it takes to succeed in an Indian environment is so different from what it takes to succeed in global world. And I said, nobody is written about it. Even today, when we study case studies, and I was an MBA and I've done marketing, and when you read Kotler, it's so basic. It doesn't capture really the nuances of what it takes to really be successful in India. And I started thinking back in terms of, at least out of the 20 brands, 10 brands I had closely worked with in my some, association through the years. And I said, how did these brands succeed? I know how unique it is. And they succeeded by taking a kind of if they had actually taken a standard way of succeeding, they would have been better than somebody else. So let's pick up a tea brand. Okay, Tata Tea is one case study. Okay? Now, if they had actually taken a standard way of saying, let me try and get better than Unilever's Brook Bond, that would have been one approach. They would have been a slightly better brand than Unilever's Brook Bond. But no, they said no. They actually challenged this thing that why should tea, be seen as an English version, because Britishers had left this legacy of tea behind for us.